Welcome to Daily Devotions Day 4. As we've said at the beginning of these devotions each day, if you haven't had a chance to read Genesis 1 to 3, stop the tape and go back to Genesis 1 and read 1 to 3 and then come back to us. Brilliant. Today we're going to look at the environment and what these chapters tell us about the environment. We're made in the image of God, and God calls us to care for his environment. You see in verse 15 of chapter 2, after God made man, it says this: the Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. We are to care for that part of creation into which God places us. That is God's command. That is our calling. But it's not easy because of our sin and selfishness that we were talking about yesterday. And we see the results of that in chapter 3 of Genesis. So how do we get back to that original calling to care for what God has made, for where God has placed us? Well, we've got to have the principle of making the most of creation and not wasting it. We don't destroy it, we maximize it, we share it. Hasn't lockdown shown us and taught us or reminded us so much of that, and how so much of caring for creation has such a positive effect on the world? I don't know about you, but lockdown has really made me think about our food consumption and how important it is not to waste it. Especially back at the beginning of lockdown, when some things were really hard to get a hold of. Some things that we would normally take for granted being able to get in supermarkets were really hard to get hold of. Food is a gift from God and we should not waste it. How beautiful it's been to not have so many cars on the road. Can you ride a bike? We should probably all be trying to ride a bike a little bit more and drive a car a little bit less. Where does the stuff that you buy come from? Have boats and planes brought it to this country? Boats and planes that are so give out so much pollutants. We've been regaled with stories of being able to see the bottom of the canals in Venice, and whales being sighted in places there where before they hadn't, but because there's so much less sea traffic, we're seeing them around a bit more. And I've heard so many stories of people wondering at creation, in awe of it during this lockdown, as we've put our boots on and our shoes on and walked a lot more, especially around here in the beautiful countryside. And it's led us to worship the Creator. John Stott says this: Christian people should surely have been in the vanguard of the movement for environmental responsibility because of our doctrines of creation and stewardship. Did God make the world? Does he sustain it? Has he committed its resources to our care? His personal concern for his own creation should be sufficient to inspire us to be equally concerned. The curse on creation in Genesis 3, 17 to 19, put on it because of humanity's rebellion against God, will be lifted by Jesus' saving work. Romans chapter 8 tells us that the whole of creation will be liberated from its bondage to decay because of Christ, and in the end the earth will be renewed. And that renewal starts with us now. Amen.